us online, on the smart speaker, anywhere you want to, but you're probably listening anyway now. So anyway, right, Felixstowe Walton Football United Football Club will be making an announcement after 10 o'clock today, because there is a pitch inspection and all the volunteers were hard at work last night, Friday, with their forks and shovels and dustpan and brushes, all sorts, trying to get rid of the water. But we had a lot of rain overnight, so we'll keep you informed. So I suppose really, this is an appropriate song. This is Darts, It's Raining.
Well, despite all the work that the volunteers put in on Friday night and again on Saturday morning, there was a pitch inspection at 10:30, and to be honest, the signs were not looking good.
I've been here 7.5 years now, nearly.
Were you?
Yeah, it'll be 8 years in November.
You haven't even been home for dinner?
No, not yet, no, not for dinner, no. I've got a hammock in studio too.
As well as doing all of this stuff,
Yeah.
you also do all the announcements at the football club?
The football club, yeah.
Yeah, and you drive a truck.
Drive a truck,
What
yeah.
do you do in your spare time?
I don't know how I get time to work really, Barry,
No.
to be honest. I enjoy what I do, and we're all volunteers here. Summertime, you'll see me about on the stage at Felixstowe Carnival presenting that. I've been doing that 9 years,
Yeah.
so been the compere for that, and really enjoy it. And plus a lot of charity events around the town, like old people's homes and stuff, where you take some music out. I get a solo singer out to, you know.
And all the announcing at the football club, why do you do that? What motivates you to do that?
I enjoy it. I get so much banter from people when I get the.
You do. Because you can't pronounce names, isn't it?
I can pronounce names, mate. I can pronounce names, but that's just a little bit of deliberate banter,
Yeah.
which I get from the. I call them the Last of Summer Wine crew, because they remind me of all the cast from the Last of Summer Wine. But no, they're a good crowd up there. They don't mean nothing by it. We always have a laugh and a joke.
Yeah.
You know, but we do get some really strange names, and I just think, well, okay, we'll just call him Fred. And yeah, it's a very enjoyable, friendly club. You can't get much better local.
Yep, you guessed it. The game was called off. So next up for the Seasiders was a Tuesday night visit to South Essex, down to Basildon, for another rearranged fixture.
So what are your predictions for tonight?
Oh, you can ask.
Yeah. Oh, for God's sake.
Mark, we just talked about it.
Get rid
Right,
of that.
No, Harry's filming.
Mine.
2-0 Felixstowe, Carol.
2-1 Felixstowe, Carol.
Baston 2, Felixstowe 3.
Oh, lots of wins. What do you reckon?
3-1 Felixstowe.
Okay, I agree with you. 3-1 Felixstowe.
We're going to see goals.
Be positive.
Good.
Jeff, what's your prediction for tonight?
2-0.
Felixstowe. Did you say? Don't go to Martin first.
Martin, what are you eating?
We just talked about this for 10 minutes. Can you edit that first bit? Can you edit that first bit? Can you?
I was waiting for Barry to come along.
I thought Barry's going to come along.
I must admit, I was a bit. What are you asking for? I thought you answered Barry.
Dave, line up, Dave. Well played. Don't injure like that. No, boys. Come on, fellas. Well done, Cal. That's weird. We won there. 3-1 there, mate. I've got a tissue left over from Galston if you I found earlier.
My toes are freezing.
From my sleeve. I've already been asked if we stopped for a hot drink.
Sort of be fussy. Do you mind?
Do you know what though? The good news is
light.
KFC is open till 12 because we actually called in there on the way and went, what time are you open till? And he went, 12 mate. I was like, oh, brilliant. That's how dedicated we are. So where do you want me looking at, Stuart?
Yeah.
Now whose video now?
Ignore me.
Okay, right, cool.
Come on!
I thought we were comfortable. Generally, it was the goal. The goal against a bit of a it's a down point in our night because I felt we were relatively comfortable until that point, and they've nicked one, and that's what happens if you don't take your chances. Because let's be honest, we should have been 3 ahead at least. I would say we've had 2 or 3 Noel and Josh, 2 or 3 gilt-edged chances there to put the game to bed, and we didn't quite do that. And then of course you leave yourself vulnerable because Basildon are on a good run and they're a good side and very dangerous as they showed against Grays at the weekend. So yeah, it was tough to be at 1-1, but then we showed great character to then dominate that sort of final 10-15 minutes of the game and I thought deserved the victory. It was important in the context of us obviously missing a couple of games through the postponements to get back on that winning run. It can always be tough coming off the back of absent weeks where you haven't played to be right at it, but I felt other than sort of first 10 or 15 minutes where I felt we weren't quite at it, we really got a hold of the game and passed the ball well, created chances, and yeah, it was really pleasing. Ollie may struggle for Saturday, Ollie Camphor with quite a nasty gash to his head, but other than that we should be there or thereabouts full strength. Callum and Stuart Ainsley come back into contention. We had Harry Blackburn absent tonight, so the squad's looking really, really strong and exactly where we want to be.
And I guess gives you a tough decision in a good way for games coming up the weekend.
Yeah, incredibly tough. It was tough tonight. leaving young Harry at home, who I thought has been fantastic over the last couple of games, deputising for Callum Bennett. But we felt just that little bit of experience tonight away at Basildon, would be needed, and I felt that was exactly what was needed. So tough on Harry, but that's football and that's the way it goes. And when you've got a good squad, you've got to make tough decisions like that. And I'm sure we'll have some more to make later in the week. Yeah, I think it's obviously one we've been looking at since when the fixtures come out really in July. So you kind of target games and go, God, that's the one you'd like to play in, and those types of things, and that kind of Easter weekend is summed up with Bury and Stowmarket. Obviously Bury, there's that real local rivalry, and then Stowmarket are obviously fighting for those positions that we are. So a game that we'll relish, we'll look forward to, and hopefully will produce the result we need.
So it's off to Bury on Easter Saturday, just 50 minutes down the road. Now, Bury are not having a great season this year. They're mid-table, but trust me, this is going to be a tough game. It always is between Bury and Felixstowe, and they'll be up for this. We need to be as well. Saturday morning, and while the fans, players, coaches, everybody else are all gearing up for the trip along the A14 to watch Felixstowe play Bury Town. Back in Felixstowe, the under-11s had their home match against Leiston. It was tough going for Felixstowe. Leiston always put out a good performance, but who knows, maybe watching some of these young lads here, maybe they'll be the very ones who are playing in the first team in the I wouldn't say in a year or two's time, but in a few years' time. So proud parents in the background, AGL Arena, Saturday morning, under-11s, Felixstowe against Leiston. And whilst all this was going on, as I say, the rest of us were gearing up for the trip to Bury. Seasiders were pretty much injury-free for the clash at Bury, with ever-present Callum Robinson in goal and Billy Holland captaining the likes of Callum Bennett, Joe White, Milo Grimes, Liam Gooch at the back. Moving into midfield and attack, we had the ever-stylish Noel Atkins, Andre Hassan Ali and young Charlie Warren supporting Josh Hitter and Zach Brown. It was a strong bench too, with Andy Fennell, Callum Harrison, the experienced Stu Ainsley, alongside Henry Barley and Sam Ford. Lining up for Bury was former Seasider Darren Mills, someone always a little tricky to handle.
Hang on. Boys, as much as this is the biggest game of our season so far, right? Without any shadow of a doubt, we all know it, everyone knows it. It is another game of football, right? It is just 94 whatever minutes of football, alright? So don't let that, the occasion, supersede what we're going to do, alright? We just need to stamp our authority on the game, just like any other game we do, right? And go out there and affect it in the best way each and every one of you can, alright? You do that individually, right? And collectively, you stay together, right? As a group, and there's no little jades, and there's no little arguments, and there's no any little bits of bullshit, and you stick together, you will murder these. I'm telling you now, right? You know that, I know that, and you know that. Make sure that we can go out and deal with them and put them in bed. Let's go. Let's go.
Come on, the boys, yeah?
Lots of talk again, yeah? Lots of talk. Let's go, come on.
Let's go. Come on, boys.
It may have been the biggest game of the season so far, but to be honest, it was one of those games you just want to forget. Yeah, Felixstowe took the lead on 34 minutes when Zach Brown found himself in a one-on-one with Bury stopper Charlie Woods, but an own goal 10 minutes later meant the teams went in level at the break.
I just want us to take charge of certain situations, alright? Yeah? So, give you an example of that. You know when you give that short one away to Hasnell when you had it in and he's in front of him, right? As a midfield player, I would be absolutely screaming at that run away. Because you pass it to him there, what's he going to do? Other than go backwards. Absolutely nothing, right? But there's a great big hole appearing because their left back's go on, play it short so I can nail him, please play it short. Right? So that's where you've got to make his mind up, because I can see him like half, he's sort of going, I might go in there, but he might want me short and I don't really know. One of you've got to make a decision and go, Hash, you might go, I'm going, and make his mind up, and you're going, no, put him behind him, and then he'll do it. Or you're going, Hash, get him behind. Yeah? But with, and that's a small example of everywhere over the pitch, we're a little bit like that. A little bit like no one's willing to really go, I'll make a decision then. Yeah? Right? At the back, the reason we're deep is because they just boom it. Right? That's all they do. Right? The problem we've got and why we've gone deep is because we're going that way when they're going to boom it. That's a problem. Right? Because they've played around this level for a long, long time and they'd have outsmarted smarter centre halves than you at some point in their career, right? Because all they do is they are on the half turn and they know what's going to happen and they're just going with you, and then as the ball's played, they are level, they're on the half turn going that way and you're running up that way. And then the ball goes over and then we're like, oh, then we're facing our own goal again, all right? So we have to be mindful of when those balls are set, right, that we're up, and as it's set, that's our movement, right? Like a goal kick. You know, when you're squeezing, as he's kicking it, we're dropping two so we can come and win it. That will give you that edge over them, right? Because at the moment, that then becomes very frantic, doesn't it? We're all running back towards our goal from the you've got clear it, you've got Millsy all over you like a rat, yeah? So get that balance of when we just go 2 yards, yeah? Just to set ourselves. But the trick is to work hard to get us up first. Just work hard, get us up, a couple of yards, yeah? All right? That will help us immensely, yeah? The other thing, we need to get him on the ball, all right? Yeah? Need to get him on the ball because he will unlock them. Andre will unlock their defence because Gardner don't want to come in with him, right? And none of their midfield are picking him up because they've got too much on with you lads in there. So there's a few times he can get in here and drive in those spaces, all right? So keep trying to find him, all right? And if we can up our level of quality, we will do that, yeah? Second balls. So what Millsy does well is won hardly anything against the three of you or whoever's gone up to head it. But what he does is makes it very difficult for you to head it. Yeah. So there is a lot of ball that drops there. Watkins is good at it because he tries to read it. Yeah. So we have to be mindful that not every ball is going to be one and go in there and one and go in there and one and go in there, right? It's going to drop in here because for all Millsy's faults and Ollie Hughes' faults, they will work their bollocks off, right, to try and make it difficult to win headers. It's as simple as that, and we have to do better. Generally, second balls, you've done okay around here. The only place we haven't done well at second balls is in that little castle there. Because that's all they're trying to do is overload it, right? They're trying to overload that area because that's their one ploy. Boom it down the middle, get off second balls, yeah? That is all they've got, boys. If we can nullify those two things, right, and get our passing on point, we'll win the game. As straightforward as that. Set pieces have been horrendous, all right? From us getting ourselves set, and I'm not just talking about Hits who's delivering them, right? I'm talking about the last one. Hits delivers from a central area, Billy's up there, every other just having a wander. So if he wins it, he's not going to score anyway. So what's the point? You shouldn't be delivering it until you're happy. And is there any danger of you waking up and going from wanting to score a goal? Last minute and a half, I've got my two centre halves having a chat as to whether they're going to go up or not. And then neither of you really got there. Go and get in the box and go and score a goal, please. Alright? Have that desire, right, that we've got in here to defend, to go and score. Please. Yeah? We need some more desire to go and score a goal. I'm not one to come away and be happy with draws, boys. We want to go and win the game. So let's go and win the game.
Despite Stuart's words, the second half was pretty grim. It just didn't work and looked very much like Bury simply wanted it more. Goals in the 73rd and 83rd minutes gave all 3 points to Bury, sending Felixstowe down to 7th place. Injuries to Zach Brown, Noel Atkins and a bloody head for Milo Grimes meant this wasn't a good day at the office. Elsewhere, Grays Athletic picked up a 99th minute winner at Great Wakering, while Heybridge Swifts took all 3 points at Stowmarket. It is still in the Seasiders' hands, however. Win all 4 remaining games and it's the playoffs again, just like last season. All in all, this was a disappointing day, to put it mildly. And as Stuart Baldy says in his interview, Monday's game at home to Stowmarket Town will probably be the club's season-defining fixture. Yeah, it has to be 3 points.
Yeah, you crack on.
You got one of those shares in the post this week as well.
Yeah.
And that's the same period. That's always the
Right. With your badge on?
Yeah.
Yeah, they sent us, yeah.
They must have too much money.
Carol, can you get hold of the crowd, please?
Crowd control.
100%. Yeah. I thought we never really had a spell of possession, a spell of pressure, or anything of the sort. Really, it was for long periods of the game, I felt it was just going to peter out to be a draw. But then some disappointing goals from our perspective allowed Bury to get the points, and I think they probably deserved it. Yeah, I think inevitably when you lose an important player out the way you're going to play, then of course that will affect us. But we had more than an able deputy in Sam Ford who came on, and he offers different problems to Zach. But if I'm honest with you, you defend like that for 3 long throw-ins. It's going to be very difficult, and you're going to be up against it no matter who you've got up front.
Okay. Now looking ahead to Monday, I say it makes that even, if it's possible, makes it an even bigger game now, doesn't it? With Stowmarket, they also lost today, home to another player rival, Haybridge. So that makes it a real 6-pointer now, doesn't it? On Monday?
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that will probably define our season on Monday. That's how big a game it is, I suppose. So really important that we turn up, quite frankly, because today wasn't good enough for the amount of people we had come and support us today, or even ourselves and our own dressing room. So it's now a case of recover over the next 48 hours and ensure we're as good as we can be come Monday.
Okay. Talking of recovery, there was a couple of injuries there. Milo Grimes he was covered in blood, so
yeah,
I guess that may be worse than it looked.
Yeah, he's got a deep head injury. Got a deep head injury, so it's just a case of he'll have some stitches tonight, and we'll see how he is. Fortunately, on the back of his head, so he don't end up with the back of his head.
And then the foot injury, was it for Noel Atkins, or an ankle?
He's just had a sore heel for several weeks. He'll be fine for Monday.
Right.
And obviously Zach's injury, potentially makes him head out for Monday, but we'll see how he recovers over the next 24-48 hours, and we'll go from there.
Okay, and then lastly, a lot of people asking how Ollie Campher is after his head injury on Tuesday at Basildon. Is he getting on okay?
Yeah, so he's got some concussion. That's Ollie screaming in there. He's got some concussion, and obviously the physios will be dealing with him and all the right precautions, so he won't be about Monday, and then they'll assess him for next week.
Okay, right, look forward to that game. See you later.